Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Sunday, wherever it is in your part of the world, whether it's morning, noon, or evening time. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. There seems like there's something big going on as all this bizarre stuff that people are seeing, not only in the daytime sky, but the nighttime sky as well. You're looking at a very bizarre, this photo here almost looks like a backdrop to a scary movie or something by Keith out of Lexington, Kentucky. He took this just a couple of days ago. What's up, AZ Watchwoman? Happy Sin. What's going on, Curtis? Hey, what's up, guys? Make sure you hit that like button real quick. I know you got to maybe X out then hop back in. But if you hit that like button now, it'll push that video out there a whole lot farther. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate that. But yeah, this looks like the backdrop to a scary movie. That photo was from the other day. In fact, it's over here on the homepage of the website. We're going to look at some bizarre stuff in this video. And, you know, it kind of makes you wonder if something big is indeed going on. We've had a lot of activity with the solar activity here recently. We've also been hearing of these loud booms people are reporting, and I've got more video footage of these loud booms from right out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Are you serious right now? These also were caught on a security camera at 2 o'clock in the morning. Check this out. Video footage from Phoenix, Arizona. Loud booms. Are you guys hearing the loud booms? Check it out. Something big's going on. Here we go. What? Gonna do it again. Whoa. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you guys for the likes. Make sure you hit the like button if you don't mind. It's free and it sends the video out there farther. This video here that we just saw is from Phoenix, Arizona. What were those loud booms in the middle of the night at 3:15 in the morning? People in the southeastern United States were reporting loud booms here. What was it, about 2.5 weeks ago? Michigan here. What's up, Michigan? Hey guys, drop your location in the chat box if you don't mind. I'm curious as to where everybody's from today. I see Michigan in the house. I see Cheshire, Manchester in the house. I see people have hit that like button. That's really, really cool. We're going to San Marcos, California next. Here we go. Video by Alejandro. What's up, Graham Giles? One really big woodpecker. Boy, you're not kidding. That's kind of what it sounded like, right? It sounded like a version of a gigantic woodpecker. Fireworks? I don't think it was fireworks. This was just a couple of nights ago. About a week ago, actually, on the 3rd. Lebanon, Tennessee, Texas, Alaska, France, Boston. Thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Keep them coming. Where are you guys from? Globe, Arizona. Check this video out, Globe. Jersey, Oklahoma, Louisville, Chicago, London, UK, North Dakota. Look at this pink sky. Are you kidding me? So what is going on? I mean, the Earth is producing these green skies, red skies, purple skies, and this was not a side effect of the geomagnetic storm. No, this was over in San Marcos, California. This was not part of the geomagnetic storm. In fact, this occurred, I believe, after the geomagnetic storm. Egypt, Texas, Australia. Got a video out of Australia to share with you guys, or at least a segment of this live stream is from Australia. We're going from Australia to Pennsylvania, California. What's up, Washington, Alabama? Good job, guys. Keep them coming. Yeah, you can see the skies were bright pink. This was in the evening time in San Marcos, California. And Alejandro had no idea what was going on and what was making the skies pink. You know what they say about the pink frequency, you know, that's that high resonance frequency that could possibly, you know, have something to do with it. I want to take you guys now to Cuba, Missouri. Check this out. Lindsay Jo Kessels sent this in. I've got a variety of different things to share with you guys in this video. Thank you, Jade Green. Thank you for the likes, guys. Ohio. What's going on, Ohio? Bakersfield, Maine, Vegas, Hawaii, Michigan. Good to see everybody here today. Cuba, Missouri. Lindsay Jo Kessels. Look at this. Okay, watch this. You're going to see something up in the sky. And with collectively, what's up, Pat S., member for 23 months, a star family member with a red star. They saw this thing in the sky at 5:30 in the evening, had no clue what they were looking at. And to be quite honest with you, me neither. Here we go. You tell me what we're looking at here.
No, back up.
What is this thing?
I don't know. What is that?
That's what he just said. What is that?
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Okay, what?
Anymore? I had it for a second.
Okay, I know the quality was minimal there, but they were doing this on the fly. Okay, watch right over here to the left center. See that thing, vertical, moving through the sky? Wasn't making any sound. Clearly not an airplane or a helicopter. They were completely stupefied at what they were looking at right there. Look at that. I don't know. It looked like something vertical. They said it wasn't balloons. They said it wasn't a drone. It wasn't a helicopter. They had never, and it was Lindsay and another witness, they had never seen anything like this in the sky. Again, they were just dumbfounded at what they were witnessing in the sky. Speaking of dumbfounded, here we go. Look at this sky. Are you serious right now? What in the world was causing these skies to behave like this? It was almost as if the skies were, right there at least anyway, were wrapped around an invisible sphere right there. I mean, just super weird. You can't make this stuff up. William out of Adel, Iowa. Here we go. Storm moving through the area recently, and that looked like a big claw or something up in the sky that stayed like that. It was actually moving cohesively like that through the sky. It wasn't changing shape. It stayed like that. You can't make this stuff up. Something big going on around here. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. Look at that thing. It's like a big tidal wave or something up in the sky. That's why he took the video. He wouldn't have just taken the video of some just random dark clouds. That really intrigued him, and I gotta admit, that is very interesting. Almost looks like an invisible sphere right there that the cloud was responding to. I don't know, you can't seriously make this stuff up. What's going on, guys? Good to see everybody here on this Sunday. You know what? Before you know it, it's going to be Friday again. These days weeks are like days, it seems like. Speaking of Australia, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to go down to Australia, and I've got some people in the chat from Australia. Here we go. Heath out of Victoria, Australia. Notice some lights way up in the distance, and I've got some weird lights here to share with you guys. And in this video, we're going to see something that I think a lot of people saw that was a fuel dump, maybe. But can you imagine watching a fuel dump, that spiral thing in the sky, and then all of a sudden, a fireball come out of nowhere, a meteorite, almost hit the thing? Oh yeah, I mean, it's getting weird. Okay, like these lights here. He said these weren't drones, they just appeared out of nowhere and then disappeared. Now, if these were drones, they would have stayed in the same vicinity doing maneuvers and whatnot. They just appeared and disappeared. They weren't Chinese lanterns. Obviously, they were moving way too fast. And typically, Chinese lanterns are orange. Watch this thing just kind of disappear. Said he'd never seen anything like it in that area. We'll look at them one more time. There they are. That's in like ultra fast forward. See how they just appeared and disappeared? Heath in Victoria, Australia. Great catch, Heath. Don't know what those were either. I zoomed in, but when I zoomed in, the clarity was obviously compromised, so that was about as good as I could get with regard to that. James out of Newburgh, New York. Okay, people saw this weird spiral falling through the sky, right? But what was this in the sky next to the spiral? Or vice versa. Maybe this was the spiral. What was this? But you're going to see this spiral in the sky. I had several people send me video footage of this thing. It almost didn't look like it was spinning. It looked like it was moving through the sky as one unit. Here's another view of this thing, primarily in the northeastern United States, eastern Canada, out there along the Atlantic. This is a video by Nathan Golden out of Ottawa, Quebec. Watch what he sees here. Okay, watch. Look at that. Usually these things are one component, right? Why are we seeing two components now? What's going on here? And that's what these people were, again, just kind of stupefied as to what are we seeing here in the skies now. Now you're going to see one gentleman observing something moving through the sky. I think it was the spiral thing. Yeah, right there. Darren Hussey out of Delaware, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, rogue and randomly, a meteorite enters the field of view as he's filming this thing. Watch this. Totally bizarre and totally random. Watch, check this out. Be in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to see a meteor enter the field of view. Right here, coming up. 1, 2, 3.
What was that?
Did you hear him? Right there. Look at that. I'll play it again. Zoom in, slow motion, instant replay. Here we go. So what do you think the odds are, okay, of a meteorite that's been traveling for who knows how long, enters the field of view as this man is recording for probably what? 60 seconds, okay? This meteor enters the atmosphere in that same 60-second window and goes,
What was that?
it goes right in front of him. What in the world is falling out of the sky? You know what? I'm leaning towards that this wasn't a meteorite. I don't really think it was. And I'll tell you why. I think it was moving a little bit too slow, and it seems to have a bit of an unusual shape to it, and you can almost...
What was that?
He says, wow, what was that? See how it's kind of tumbling? It reminds me of the thing that we saw yesterday falling straight down out of the sky. It's almost as if there's, here it is in ultra slow motion. There's the object right there. He was just assuming it was a meteorite, but look, it's got that same shape, unless this is just some sort of a, digital artifact, but it almost at times looks like it's got a bit of a cylinder shape to it, like what we saw fall through the daytime sky yesterday. Here's another. Now this one's definitely a meteorite. Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, Wayne Miller, 11/14/2025. This was picked up on his Blink security camera. Watch this. Now this is a fast meteorite, visible for a mere 1 second. I'm going to zoom in. Right there it is again. I'm assuming this is a meteorite. I don't know what else to call it. Here we slow it down, zoom in. The only thing, it doesn't have the classic tail that a meteorite has. Didn't make any noise. Sometimes a meteorite will make a sonic boom from time to time, depending on the size. I've seen meteorites. I've seen probably half a dozen or so in my life. And I was close enough to one where when it came into the atmosphere, it broke apart, and I heard little pieces of it land on the neighbor's roof. So it was fairly close to my location. And it was red. It was red and gold. This one here seems to be white. The other one that was spotted right here, it also appeared to be white, but I'm not 100% convinced that that's a meteor. But nevertheless, something came into the field of view while the man was watching this spiral fly through the sky. So two things occurred in his field of view in just a matter of seconds and totally caught him by surprise. Something else that caught people by surprise during actually right after the geomagnetic storm started. This is a video out of Oroville, California. Check this out. Heath, 11/11/2025. Just as the geomagnetic storm was starting, this started up over in Oroville, California. He couldn't believe it. So it was as if the energy from the geomagnetic storm caused these lights to malfunction over here. He said they'd never done this before. But coincidentally, and I don't believe in coincidence, right before the geomagnetic storm kicked into high gear, and in fact, we've got photos from Oroville, California, bright red photos of the aurora. So this was right as the aurora was getting ready to kick into high gear. Mysterious flashing lights. Yes, guys, they are still going on. 11/9/2025. DJ out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. This is the dash cam of his car driving down the road. Flashing lights in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Now, this was 2 days prior to the geomagnetic storm, but this is just a small example of the many videos that I'm still getting every single week of people seeing these mysterious lights, rogue and randomly flashing all around the world for unknown reasons. And it's not ballast. I don't think it's bulbs. It's something else. Honestly, I think it's part of a much bigger picture. I think there's other things going on that we're just not aware of yet. But I think in some point in time, it's going to reveal itself because it's just way too big. I'm going to take you guys now up to Iceland. Here we go. Some very cool video footage. Here, let me refresh this one here. We're going to go to Iceland. This is a really cool video. I just got this today. Put it together for your viewing pleasure. Here we go. Thanks for the likes, guys. I really appreciate that. Thanks for all the comments. That helps the video. That's what we like. Okay, Iceland, here we go. Iris sent this video in. I don't get videos out of Iceland. I don't get photos out of Iceland very often. Over the years, I've probably gotten a grand total of a half a dozen. And I've been collecting, various photos and videos for many, many years, you guys well know. This is a really cool one. A long streak of green aurora in the sky, very low to the ground. That's probably not more than 1,000 feet off the ground, if that. Very cool video footage coming out of Iceland. I received video footage from all across America. I think practically every state in America. Up in Canada, every province in Canada, even down in Mexico. What a show the sun put on down here on the earth. And speaking of the sun, here's the latest details regarding the X-rays, solar flares. This is the solar flux from the Space Weather Prediction Center. Here's the big X5 flare a few days ago. Today we did have I think this was an M3, maybe M4 solar flare that compared to the X5, this thing was just a baby. However, it was semi-long duration, lasting about 2.5 hours. Did not have an Earth-directed component. You can see the Schumann resonance was stirred up a little bit today, peaking at over 49, nearly 50 hertz there for about 2.5 hours. Looking at the planetary K index, all quiet, not too much going on. Even the interplanetary magnetic field is tilted north, so shouldn't see any type of activity. With regard to geomagnetic storms today or tomorrow, not too much headed Earth's direction. The CME that left the sun a couple of days ago did go towards the Stereo Ahead spacecraft, and it's gone. It's completely out of the inner solar system. Looking at the SOHO, LASCO C2 and C3, right now everything is quiet because the Earth-facing side of the sun is also very quiet. And the stream of high-speed solar wind that was exiting the coronal hole doesn't look like it's going to have any type of interaction with the Earth simply because it's too high up the latitudes. It was way too high above the equator. Typically, coronal holes need to be on or near the equator in order to have any type of effect here on the Earth. So that's pretty much all we got to talk about today, guys. I want to thank everybody. 1.3K watching. Man, that's great. Thank you, moderator. Appreciate that. You do a great job. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and I'm going to keep this one short and sweet today because I finally found my voice, and I don't want to lose it again. So we're going to leave where we started with this super bizarre photo once again by Keith out of Lexington, Kentucky. One of the many hundreds of examples of auroras that we saw during the last geomagnetic storm on the 11th, the 12th, and a small storm on the 13th. What's up, Graham? I suspect you could overlay a map of seismic activity and locations of the loud booms, and they'd match. You know what, Graham? That's a pretty good idea. They very well might, and I might just do that. Thank you, Graham. Great idea. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Happy Sunday. Thanks for watching. As always, have a super day and be safe out there.